Da 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 da. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Cola Day, Allie. Oh yeah. Do. Barthy, hello. Bye Dreams, hello. Mikazuki, hello. Mm-mm-mm. Hello, hello, hello. How y'all doing today? Hope you all are doing well. Kimmy, Lumina, hello. Anor, hello. Vintoy, hello. Genshin Gamer, hello. Spinjitsu, hello there. Traveler, hello, hello. Ottermax, hello. Mim, hello. Catlike, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, I should post an update. Doo-doo. Rocks! Today is Rock Day. You have cryo box if we need. Oh! What's the... I don't remember what the cryo box is. Doo-doo-doo. 19 hours. Cryo is... Oh, Mora. Ah. I got this one. Kind of a mix of Mora and rocks. Under my shoe, hello. Hello, hello. Knight of Cavelot, hello there. Dinosaur Man, hello. Oh, it's been a while, Dinosaur Man. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Do 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 do.
Why does Ashru sit up on the counter? To welcome our clients, of course. A kitty's gotta earn his kibble somehow.
You got pyro today. Ooh, nice. 80-day streak. You got the weapon box. Ooh. You fell off while sledding and landed in water. Oh no. And bruised my lower back, so that's fun. Oh no, not the Mim injury. Quick, someone give Mim a pita pocket. We need some healing. I hope you get some nice a nice chance to rest. Do. If you were in the US, you would be told that you have no choice but to wither and die. But since you're in Germany, you can probably go to the doctor. So I hope you feel better soon. Oh, we're below freezing. Ah, yeah. Yeah, definitely don't want to stay outside in any sort of wet clothing below freezing. We don't need Mim popsicles. Ever played Hollow Knight Silk Song? I've played Hollow Knight. I haven't played Silk Song. George, hello, hello. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Burn, burn, burn the shield. If your hand still hurts tomorrow, go see a doctor. And in Germany, it's like you can miss up to 3 days without any sort of note or something from a doctor if there's something wrong. Pew. I don't know if that's... I think that's just for work. I don't know if it's the same for like university or not though. My friend who lives there graduated from university in the States, so I don't know what it's like there. As long as the doctor doesn't refer to Dottore. Yeah, exactly. That would be very bad. You never played regular Hollow Knight. Oh. You like Silk Song, huh? From what I've seen, they look pretty similar. It's just, you know, more Hollow Knight goodness. Have you seen like the I don't know if you've seen any of like the Nightmare Insane speed runs, but they're crazy.
Anarch's 3 is Jawsome. 4 months and 80-day streak for you.
Oh. Anar, so blessed. Ow. Ow. Thank you for the sub with Prime. Ow.
Can I
do? Do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That reminds me. I don't know if my stepmom has Prime, but I think my mom has Prime. I have to remind her, aka do it for her. I'll be like, you should use your Prime sub to me. She's like, I don't know what that means. I'd be like, here, see? Now you get credit, and you can watch me without viewing ads. She's like, that's great. Kaleidoscope, hello. Grim's such a good boss in Hollow Knight. Yeah. I wonder why. Yeah. I wonder why they just decided to choose when they were doing the game design that they wanted to use like bugs. Maybe it was just they wanted to make it feel big but also small, so you're using something really tiny. I do like the fact that you use a needle as a weapon. We just found this little needle. Now it's my sword. Haha. Doo-doo-doo. Thank you so much for keeping us entertained and being sweet. Oh, thank you, Anor. You're very welcome. Yellow Ellie, hello. Good morning, good morning. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. No major glitches. Ah. Speedruns without glitches? The speedrun, like, have you seen the Pokemon Blue, like, world record speedruns? They're insane. It's like, I beat Pokemon Blue in 7 minutes. You're like, what? And it's literally just like, you glitch something, and then you go to, like, one trainer, and then at the same time you do something else, and then you just randomly get teleported to the Elite Four, and they're like, congratulations! You win! Limoncello, best flavor. Limoncello is a good one. Pew. Oh, your spacebar's kind of broken. Oh.
Great teeth.
Yeah, being able to jump is really important.
Please gaze upon my champion for judgment and praise.
Movement in Hollow Knight is super, super important. Treasure train incoming. Oh. Treasure train. Oh, if you reach level 2, you get 35% off gifted subs. Oh, neat. Pew. Who would you like me to review, Lumina? Probably because the Debs might be a bug lover. Maybe. Maybe they secretly wanted to be entomologists. Interesting random fact. The original designer of Pokemon, Satoshi, I forget his last name, Satoshi something, which also, interestingly enough, Ash from Pokemon in Japanese, his name is Satoshi, so I think that was the nod to the creator. But the original creator of Pokemon was an autistic kid that loved bugs, and basically just like made Pokemon but bugs. Think of like if Pokemon didn't exist as regular Pokemon, or it was just mostly bugs. That's what the original creator did. And then they're like, let's round this out with like some birds and stuff too. Tajiri, Satoshi Tajiri. Ah, okay. Chivrous.
Sharky,
alright.
best fact storage.
I want to know if black tassels are fab, not sure. You got it. Alright, we'll take a look. You do. The SSSD Shark Solid State Drive for random facts. Alright, Chevrolet, here she is. Alright, we got black tassels. 18% there. So let's do some calcs. Alright, triple HP. And then let me see. I think Chevrolet has. Hold on, let me look at my Chevrolet. I think it's like 11,000. It's between 11 and 12,000 at level 90. Let me see. She has a base HP of 11,962, so just under 12,000. So 11,962. So with triple HP times 1.4, 1.466. Do do one. Do 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 do. Is 5,000 times 3. That's 16,000. 6,2 plus the flour, which will give you, is it 4,700? Flour gives you 4,780 plus 4,780 is 33,249/50. So you need 6,800 roughly. So let's see, how much would that be from substats? About 50. Is that right? Let's see. Waiting for all domain. Ah, true. Pokemon creators inspired by beetle battles. Ah, yes. So you need about 6,000 HP, or about like 50%. So there you get 20. So you could easily hit 40,000 with Black Tassels leveled up and level 90 Chevrolet. Would you be able to put Fav in? Let's see. With 20, you need a little bit more HP percent. But otherwise, you probably could. Oh, plus you have your flat stat there of 508. And then another flat stat there. So, about 700. I think it'd be pretty close. What I would probably do is I would try... I think it'd be close enough that you could try Fav. And I would probably put that on her. And then of the pieces I would probably try to swap. Because you have 4 pieces of Song of Days Past. Oh no, wait, that's your... Never mind. That's your off piece. Aha. That's not Song of Days Past. I was gonna say you could maybe swap and do a different flower. Kyra, thank you for the bits. But yeah, your Chevrolet is looking pretty solid. I would just level up the skill a little bit so you get more healing. You should definitely have over 90,000 with this, but even if you're slightly under, that's okay. Let me see how much I need for HP percent with mine. So mine has just over 40,000 at level 90. And this doesn't give us any HP percent. So this gives me 15.2% HP. And this is 13. So that's 28.6. That doesn't have any flat HP. No flat there. And then that is 400. So if you had about 28, you need about 28% there, and you have 20 plus 700 flat HP. So maybe slightly more. If you had just like slightly more HP, I think you'll be really close. 1 HP rolls with the Oko into ER. Your Chevrolet is now C6. Ooh, nice, Mim. So you're very close. You've yet to find a good goblet. Yeah. If you got even a goblet with flat HP and it rolled a few times in there, like HP percent and flat HP, you should be fine because you're very close. You're like, let's see. You're like probably 11 to 1200 HP off being 40k, and then at that point you could use Fav. But you're really close, and so yeah, you may want to just strongbox random Song of Days Past from like bad artifacts. Where you win, but she appears again for phase 3, and I finally won. Nice, Dinosaur Man. Congrats. Yeah, just keep the black tassels on for now. I think eventually I would move over to Fav, but for now, black tassels will work just fine. The scroll work for non-Natlin units. It does, but not fully, ow. So you don't get the full damage bonus, you only get the small damage bonus. So basically what happens is, instead of getting 40% damage, you get 12. But yes, it does work. And the main thing that it does is it allows me to not farm Song of Days Past. Because if you look and see at the artifact, alright, equipping character triggers a reaction related to elemental type. All party members gain 12% elemental damage bonus for 15 seconds. If they are in the Night Soul's Blessing state, they get an additional 28. So since Chevrolet can't get the Night Soul, she does get the 12% elemental damage bonus, and that's basically it. And this 2-piece is basically, you know, as long as you trigger any Night Soul burst for anyone, so in a Varesa team works very well. Moon! Ride my bike, hello! Work while I nap. Have a good rest, Mim. Hope you feel better. Pew! Pew! Ow. Is Columbina worth it if I got no Nod Cry characters? If she isn't, I would get Inefa first and then go for her second. Columbina's like a very good character that, but with the caveat that you need characters that do lunar damage or focus on lunar damage. And if you're going to get Columbina, you want to get characters that work really well in a lot of different varieties of teams. And the characters that we have that do that are Anefa and Lauma. So Lauma would be if you wanted to use like an on-field Columbina, and Anefa would be if you wanted to use those two together, which is just a really strong pairing. Or if you just wanted to use Anefa in a non, Ascendant Gleam team to just do lunar damage, period. And you need a good shield character and good off-field damage at the same time. So instead of trying to go for Columbina first, I recommend going for Anefa, and if you want Columbina on her rerun, then I would do that. Because I don't think that many people have Anefa, and I would recommend her first. You may or may not have an important test tomorrow. Ooh. Is it your 10-star renewal test? I may or may not have barely studied. I may or may not have 3 or 4 hours left to study. This is a lot of may or may not haves. You started farming Song of Days Past, but it didn't go well. I did not farm that at all. When I got my Shan Yun, I just gave her BB. I was like, alright, here you go. I know you don't do a lot of swirl, but I don't want to farm this new domain. Ow. Pew. Pew. But also I'm not stressed. Are you someone, so Nefa's a must pull? I wouldn't say she's a must pull, she's just a very good character. There's not too many must pull characters. The characters that are must pull in quotes are ones that you can basically use anywhere. And Anefa's kind of close to that, but she does need a Hydro character. So she's not just super universal. Look at this fish. It has a mohawk and these tiny sharks. If one of you are a trophy fish, I'd catch you. But I'll leave you. Nuvian Cosmore must pulls. Cat-like must pulls. Let's turn these in. Wah! Comey!
Add Astra.
Is that a wah of love or a wah of I'm in pain? Wah! Capitano is a must pull.
Add
Very
Astra.
true. It's too
Thank you
early.
for completing today.
What time did you go to bed? Do. Oh yeah, our daily check-in yesterday. Very nice. I don't want to study. Do your very best. Got a few good pieces of Navi that don't even have her. Gave those to Ning Kwong. 6 p.m. yesterday. Oh wow. So you had a very thorough sleep. Good one last 10 bull before the update. You got Charlotte? Wait, Charlotte or Chevrolet? Hopefully Chevrolet. Time to ban Ash so they can study again. Ah, the classic. I had husband on one side and cat on top. I couldn't move. Yep. Oh. Sweet Russell. Sweet Russell says, Comey, this is mine now. Pretty shark. Thank you. Thank you, Sweetie. Which artifact do I need for Farina again? Golden Troop in general, but you can use other artifacts on her. Generally, Golden Troop is what you want. Also, door dashing food. Ah. In Duo for want to stay home translates to hurts in the dictionary. Interesting. Very interesting. Say good luck to Ash for me. I have an exam on the 28th too. Good luck to both of you. Good luck to both of you. Do you need help in Genshin, Comey? Dun dun dun. Pew! I can do kicks. Kicks! Getting salad. I just did a bunch of meal prep yesterday. So I made cauliflower and mashed potatoes, which are mostly like regular mashed potatoes, but the bulk is cauliflower, and there still is like potato in there, but there's less potato, so it's not as carb heavy and starchy. And then did that some mushrooms with a little bit of balsamic and herbs, and then grilled some chicken with herbs. Made a couple of sauces, a jalapeno lime ginger garlic sauce, and yeah, and then quinoa with sliced almonds and like herbs and stuff too. I do need help with Genshin. Aha. Another day, another... Yeah, no 4 stars? Wow. You're right. It's gotta be tomorrow, Suzume. Because, like, at that point, we're less than, like, a day away. So, health. Trying to be health. I try health. And I only had a few thousand steps yesterday after stream, but I ended up getting to 8.2 thousand. So, good for me. Not quite 10k, but still, if you can get to an average of 7,000 to 8,000 per day, that's much, much better than... they did this long study where they had people do, I think, 10,000 steps for 4 days, and then they had other people do, like, about 7,000, like just under 7,000 for 7 days, and they measured the overall performance of the people and like the health benefits over 6 weeks. So basically it added up to 40,000 steps per week, but if you were to do the steps every day instead of just 4 days out of 7, it was much better. Like, it was like 18% better. I was like, that's fairly significant for doing something that's basically the same amount. 12k for Zastix, 13 for you. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. The game does not want you to become a Sucrose main. Oh boy. I'm in bed rotting unless college. Just walk around in circles while watching me. Pace back and forth. You do an average of 11k every day. Wow. Very nice, Lady Erosa. Very nice. When I was driving my mom around, doing a bunch of errands with her after my stepdad passed away, I was like, is this what your day's like normally? She's like, yeah. I was like, you do a lot. We were doing like 13 to 15,000 steps, and it was just errands. Like, it wasn't anything. It's like, oh, we gotta go here and do this. We gotta go here and do this. We gotta go here and do that. Give me 20 years to load in. 20 year. 2 times a day, 40 minutes while watching a TV show. Oh. So 40 minutes twice a day means you're averaging, what, 5,500 steps in 40 minutes, which is a fairly good pace, I would think, because that many steps is probably a couple miles, right? I think that's a good pace. I don't know. Actually, no, that seems pretty comfortable, because that's like, what, maybe, I don't know, step to, I guess it depends on your stride length and everything. I would think that's probably like 2.5 to 3 miles in 40 minutes. That's really fast. Walkpad is 5.2 kilometers. Okay, so let's see. That's, yeah, that's a little over 3 miles an hour. Okay. That is a fairly brisk walk. Nice. That's just probably a little bit before you would break out into like a very light jog. So you could probably keep both your feet on the ground at the same time, but you have to, it's not like, you have to actually try a little bit, probably, instead of just like doing it automatically. Comey on. There's Comey. Yehoda showcase. Yehoda. She's just level 70 with random weapon and serenade. Your battery's dying. Oh no. Woo. Oh. What would you like to do, Comey? What do you need help with? We could start with your commissions. I'll help with that. My wife's flowers out. They are not, no. We do not have that area unlocked. They showed off what she needed, and I'm like, I have not seen that before. That must be from the new area. You could farm for her talent books. She needs the Books of Moonlight. So we could do that. I don't know what boss she needs for her ascension, but that's probably not out. Maybe it is. Oh, you have 300 plus. Ooh, okay, you got a lot of books then. Oh, it's the Hera? Oh, we could do the Hera. Dear boss. Yeah, we could do the boss materials for her because she needs this boss. And you need 46, so let me switch to let's switch to Boss Neff. Can you bring a Hydro character and someone to help keep me alive? That's all we'll need. Oh yeah, the story quest reward too. Apparently only 43 are available in the new area. Ooh, that's gross. Because you need 168. Hera Slimes and Moonlight. Okay. Ah, perfect. Perfect. R9 Shark, why hello there. And weapon? Pew. Yeah, weapon, prototype Amber would be good for the weapon, which I'm pretty sure Comey has. Ow. I gotta get near this jellyfish. Kick, kick, kick. Whew. Oh yeah, are you going for her signature weapon, Comey, or no? I am okay. What weapon materials does she need for her signature weapon? I haven't looked at that. Sig needs unyielding delusions in the far north Scion. Okay, let's see. So for your resin, we could farm the weapon materials here, which are the what? It must be this? No. It looks like a stick to you. Okay. Unyielding delusions of the far north Scion. Okay, so it's this. So she needs the weird boomerang dagger. Okay, the hockey stick. Okay, so she needs these. So we could go and farm these for your resin.
Chorus, protect us.
What are we farming? Ooh. Nilu, Ultra Power Team, hold on. Let's see. Instead of Boss Neff, I'll bring Nahida, that way we can do even more power.
Why do people automatically assume you are a he when you play Genshin?
Because we don't have a gender neutral... Actually, I guess we have they. I was gonna say because we don't have a gender neutral pronoun in English. I don't know. We don't have a singular gender neutral pronoun in English.
With one heart.
Big Nilu blooms. Please, you tell me what you see. Hello, Vela. Should I use Fab Codex, R5 Amber on Columbina, going for Flint's Premium? I have a Neff already. Let me think. So I don't think you're going to need the Fav in a Flynn's team because you've got double Electro, so that gets you a few extra Electro particles. As long as you have enough energy recharge on Columbina, I would do Prototype Amber. You don't really need that much on her, which is nice. With Prototype Amber, you can get away with about like 150 to 160, which isn't too hard to get. It is a good amount of substats to get from your artifacts overall. But if you find that you are having trouble using her Elemental Burst, then you can just give her the Fab instead. But I would probably go Prototype Amber for the higher HP, for more damage, and also just the potential healing, which you probably won't need. But in case you take a few extra stray hits from something while your Nefa shields down, it might be nice just to have those hits or those that healing available. So generally, ooh, I forgot how pretty Nahida's Echo looks like. So in general, I would try for Prototype Amber, especially R5. You have Tenarioyo, Dendro Traveler. Trying to build a Hyper Bloom team with Kuki and Farina. Which characters should I use? The unfortunate thing about Farina is that she doesn't increase the damage of Hyper Bloom. So you might be better off with someone like Xingqiu and use Farina on a team where damage percent matters. Or like where she can, you know, affect the damage percent. But if you are going to use Farina, you definitely want Yao Yao just to heal. And then I would also use Dendro Traveler. And in a team like that, you're probably using maybe Dendro Traveler on fields, unless you're building them with a lot of energy recharge. 174 plus 35. Ooh. Neferlauma, Nahida, Columbina, Prototype. Is that good? Yes, that's a very good team. That's what I'm going to end up running. Prototype for Nefer heals, and then everything else for just extra bloom damage. Pew! So that will be my super premium Nefer team. Rolled 2 times in defense. Oh no! Oof. Bring. Bloop.
Did they reveal the 4 stars?
Not yet. Very surprising, huh? What if they just don't reveal the 4 stars at all? And then it's like, hey, here's a version update, and we just see them as they come out, as the banners go live. And these days it's Monday. You have Lauma, Flynn's, I know. Should I get Columbina or a Nefa? Ooh, Lauma and Flynn's. I would go for a Nefa. Neither choice is bad, but I think I would go for a Nefa. Because a Nefa would be really good for your Flynn's. And then you can still do Lauma Hyper Bloom on like another side. If you need a secondary... And if you do need a secondary like lunar damage team, you could split Flynn's and Nefa. So you'd have a team with like a Nefa, and you're maybe doing some like lunar charge / lunar bloom here and there type team. And then you just do like a Flynn's Ino team. So yeah, I think a Nefa, that one's kind of tough because either choice is actually very good for you. That was fast. But I think I would go for a Nefa first. Because I would go for a Nefa first, then Columbina. If you didn't get Columbina, she should rerun before a Nefa. There are some new region infographics. Huh. First is Freeners, the other is Kokomi. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. So if you want to use Kokomi, she actually does well on a Hyper Bloom team as just a driver. So in that setup, you could use Kokomi just on field. Might well see Sixer. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. After C2, just okay. Sure thing, Spacey Moth. You. Bloop. Yes. Yeah, Columbina is, her damage is HP based and she ascends with crit rate. So the stats she's looking for, energy recharge, HP, a little bit of crit rate, crit damage, and EM. So she wants a lot of things. The ideal things to get for her would be HP on the Sans Goblet, And then for the substats, you'd want crit rate, crit damage, EREM. And then for her circlet, you would want crit damage with crit rate, HP, EREM.
Don't trust your eyes.
And then for the other things, you just want a mix of like HP, crit rate, crit damage, ER.
Don't be your own
So like,
fool.
she can use a lot of stats, but that's also kind of hard because like, I need the perfect roll. Where are we going? Oh, box? All right, while you're getting your box, I'm going to do your commissions. At least the ones I can do. I can do this one. Even steel can't stop them. I don't know if it's going to be raining over there, though. What's that? Serenade. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do. I'm blue. Do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Hope your other HP circlet rolls better. Let's just see if it's raining over there. HP crit damage 40, 150, not factoring in her ascension. That's actually quite nice. Pretty good, because then she's getting, it should be 19.4 crit rate, because characters that ascend with crit rate end up at like 24 crit, so it's either 19 or 19.4. I think it might be 19. And then she has a passive that gives her extra crit rate as well. So you have very nice crit rate. It is not raining here. Do I have moon power?
No more lies.
I have a little bit. Come to the ocean. It's so nice here. Come to the water.
Leave this place.
Ah! Ah! Boss Neff!
Mystery unravels.
Boss Neff needs heals. Alright, I can't do those commissions for you. Egghead, good morning. Do you think Neff will rerun again after the new patch? I don't think Anefa is going to rerun until after like the 6.x series, and if she does rerun, it's going to be very, very late into it. Columbina will rerun during the 6.x series, but I don't know if/when Anefa will. I think it'll be later into the 7.x series. I love how she summons a sofa mid-combat. She's got to look upon the haters. Blood little dog. Hello, hello, hello. Let me rest on this couch while my clones do a kick. Boss Neff Pyramid. Do you need to level up Columbina's basic attack to make her charge attack do lunar damage, have better damage? If you want to do the lunar bloom damage with her, yes. Otherwise, no. The only reason to level it up is to do that special charge attack for lunar bloom damage. Otherwise, you can leave it at level 1.
The moon shines its light
Waiting for
upon
Nouvelette. Nouvelette waiting room. Very nice. Leo played us like a fiddle. I don't know why people said that. I thought that was a really weird thing for people to say. What's a smart move? Should I go with Anefa first and wait for Columbina on rerun? I would go with Anefa first. Because Anefa needs way less, like, in terms of... There's a lot of characters that need Ascendant Gleam to work well, but, like, Anefa and Lauma don't. The only downside with Lauma is that if you need her for lunar damage, she doesn't do enough lunar damage because of the way Lunar Bloom works, or she doesn't, like, she can't proc lunar damage enough. She can't proc it fast enough. People look for patterns everywhere. Yeah. Is it viable to use Columbina's enhanced attacks on Nefer's downtime, or should I save the verdant dews? What you want to do is you want to use Lauma's hold E instead, because you'll have enough to do Nefer's on Nefer's downtime. You'll have the extra verdant dew. I forget what they're called, but then you do Nefer's stuff, do her charge attacks. You still have your 3 remaining dew, and then you do Lauma hold E, and that resets your skill. Does the big lunar damage, and then it basically becomes part of your rotation, where instead of doing the tap skill, you do the hold skill for more damage. So you won't have enough with Columbina to do that, because you can only get 3 every 18 seconds. So you can only get 3 extra. So you have enough to do it with either Columbina or Lauma. And you'd want to do it with Lauma for resetting the skill / more damage. And Nefa doesn't need Ascending Gleam that much. Not really. She appreciates it, but she also is a character that was designed to not need Ascendant Gleam to do lunar damage. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Dessert and tea. Only good thing is her flowers on a good set. Nice. HP sands. HP goblet. Circlet. I've waited 4 years for her. I'm gonna cry when I get her. Look for HP, crit damage, crit rate.
Hello. Everyone's least favorite mod here.
Substats. Also good. Shade, hello. You're not my least favorite mod. Since when? We'll give her Prototype Amber. Even with Prototype Amber, she's still going to need like 150 to 160 energy recharge. Which is not that difficult to meet if you've got Serenade, because that gives you 20. So you just need 30 from substats, which is about 6 to 7 rolls, depending on how high or low you roll. Which is not too bad. That's like a starting roll on... If you had a starting roll of each of your artifacts of ER and then like 1 roll, then you'd be good. I can go to bed soon. Yay! Comey snooze. Nilu, Nihita, Lauma, Columbina. You want to make a Dendro DPS? If you wanted to do that, you could just use on-field Lauma / on-field Columbina. I guess you'd use on-field Columbina for the charge attacks. And then switch to Lauma for the hold skill and fill in with Lauma's normal attacks. Should I change his circlet to HP? So teammates should get Lauma. Also for teammates should get Lauma or Escoffier of Skirk too. Get Escoffier. I mean, Lauma's very good, but with Skirk, you'd really want Escoffier. And then if you're planning to get more upgrades for Nouvelette, Escoffier Nouvelette's a very solid team comp too. It does quite a bit. I meant Nilu. Need to. Nilu. Nilu? Needle? Need to? I have a headache. Oh, I'm sorry, Shade. Pew. Standing work is bothering. You need a Comey stool. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. You need a Comey stool. You should rest your feet. Because you've got mini Comey. I can do it. Doo-doo. I hope you feel better, Shade. Also sprained my knee. Big W. Oof. Now you definitely need a stool. Feel better. Yeah, I hope you feel better. Oh, for changing Nouvelette Circlet, keep him with crit damage. My Nouvelette runs with crit damage Circlet. I have his weapon, but crit damage Circlet's really nice. Crit ER, flat attack, blah. But he also has 37,000 HP. I'm running an HP Goblet on him. So instead of running a instead of running a Hydro Damage Goblet, I'm running HP percent instead. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. You're welcome. Is it all the time? You have an HP Goblet too? Ah, nice. Yeah, I don't think you need to run an HP Goblet or HP Circlet on him. If you have a really good one, then you can give it to him. But you typically run Nouvelette with like another Hydro character, or at least a lot of the good teams you'll run him with, you'll want another Hydro character. Whether that's like Columbina to do like Columbina and Nefa, or Farina, then he gets the extra 25% HP from the Resonance as well. Should I make an alt account before patch or after the patch? Make it before, if you're going to do an alt account, and just try to get some of the primos and everything stacked up already. And if you get your adventure rank to at least like 10, then you can participate in most of the events. At least the good ones that give you the free wishes and stuff like that. If you're getting Columbina, it's getting a Nefa really needed, even though I've Ride Shogun official. They do different things. So Nefa is really good because her off-field damage is stronger than Fischl's. It has a bigger AoE, because Fischl does have AoE damage, but it's very small. And it also does lunar damage, which if you're fighting certain enemies or bosses, they're going to do a lot of lunar damage shilling, meaning that a lot of bosses and enemies, you'll need to do lunar damage to them. Otherwise, it'll just take forever to fight them. So a Nefa is definitely a lot better than like using off-field Raiden, unless you're doing just full EM Raiden for Hyper Bloom. And if you were going to do Columbina, I would do a Nefa first and then try to get Columbina, because she's not really an on-field damage dealer. She can be good in a Lunar Bloom team, but that's not really doing Hydro damage. She's just using her charge attack to proc Lunar Bloom. Her off-field damage is pretty solid, especially when the direct lunar damage hits. You're welcome, Komi. And the thing with a lot of Hydro is most of the things that need Hydro in the game just need a lot of Hydro application, not necessarily Hydro damage dealers. So if you think about enemies like the crab boss, it needs a lot of Hydro to break the shield. Or if you think about, I don't know, like Knuckle Duckle or any of the other bosses like the cactus, or anything that needs Hydro as like a part of its mechanic, where like Knuckle Duckle needs Hydro and Electro, same thing for the cactus. They need Hydro just in terms of application, not in terms of like actual damage. Can Kazuo go Nouvelette? Absolutely. Absolutely. Which Battle Pass weapon is better? High refinements, R5. Deathmatch, low refinements, the Ballad of the Fjords, because just the overall stats it gives are nicer. The higher base attack plus the EM ends up being really good. Best boys, yeah. Also, Nefa ascends with crit rate, so the crit rate on Deathmatch could get you close to overcapping if you have a lot of crit rate stats for her. Time to switch. You need a good force slot. Use them with Freenet and Kazuha. So what you could do is if you get Escoffier, you could level up another off-field cryo character and just use Frina, Escoffier, Nouvelette, and like Rosaria or something. That's actually a very strong team. Because you get more resistance shred, or you get the resistance shred plus damage percent that you'd be getting from Kazuha, plus the off-field damage, and then you get like Rosaria's off-field damage too. So pretty good. Woo! How much crit rate does Columbina get at level 80 or 90? If you had no crit rate stats on her and just leveled her from 1 to 80, like, or 1 to 81, let's say 80 ascended, you would get 24 total. So she gets 19 from leveling. And I want to say it's like 19.4. It might be 19 flat. So no crit stats would be 19. Her passive can also give her 15, but it's slow to ramp up. Because basically the way her skill works is that it deals hydro damage in like a small AoE, kind of similar to Mawika's skill. Does that every 2 seconds, and then every third hit, it deals direct lunar damage based on whatever lunar reaction you've been dealing the most, like the most frequently in your team. So as long as you're running her with like a Hydro, Geo, or Electro character, that third hit is going to be some sort of lunar damage, and when that third hit happens, she gets 5 crit rate, and it stacks up. So she can get up to another 15, but it takes 18 seconds to get there, so it's kind of slow. But once you get like the first round going, it's pretty much there all the time. How many accounts do you have? Genshin and Gacha games in general? Wow. Gacha games in general. So there's a lot on Genshin, because there's 2NA, EU, and Asia. And then HSR. And then I still have a ZZZ account. And so several. Ooh. Ooh. And pretty much like most of them, I'm just very, very casual. And like don't play every day. Just kind of do it, or like with HSR I just log in and do the dailies, and then like I do some of the events. I haven't done the story in I don't know how many months. It is 19.4 plus 15. Okay. So 34 plus 5. Pew. Doesn't give you hydrates from the direct lunar damage. Makes sense. She's Moon Goddess, not a Hydro Archon. Yeah. Yeah, her overall damage I think ends up balancing out from like the direct lunar damage, but her regular damage is not super impressive. She's like a really unique character because she's super strong, but only in like this little setup, and then otherwise it's like she's just kind of there. Columbina is for the moon. How many moon books do I have? Let's take a look. 73, no. 21, 158. Alright. We're getting a good amount here. And another one. We love the blue. So I think it's 144 for a triple crown. Which I don't want to do. I also don't have Lauma or Nilu, so I'm not going to level her normal attacks at all. Unless I just get them to like 6 or 8 or something. Which I may end up doing, just in case I need to use her for Lunar Bloom and Theater. Maybe we'll go 9, 10, 10. In that case, we're going to need a lot. So I think we need about, I think it's about 60 something blue and 144 purple. Should I give Nuvolet crit rate, circlet, or crit damage? Ideally crit damage. If your crit rate's like very, very low and you have crit damage on like all of your artifacts, but no crit rate, you could give him a crit rate circlet, but ideally you'd want crit damage. Which character will fit the team with Frina, Nuvolet, and Kazuha? A healer would be good of an element that reacts with Hydro. So Yao Yao would be pretty solid. Baiju would work if you have Baiju. I want to say you might have Baiju, I don't remember. Let's see. And the healer's mostly just for the other characters on the team, because Nuvolet can get the fanfare stacks pretty quickly. Any other off-field damage works pretty well too. Fischl, Beto, and Nefa all work really well in that slot as well. Let's see who else. Lauma can work really well there if you have her, because you just get random stuff and then you just Lunar Bloom here or there. Dea is not a bad choice either for some interruption resistance. Diona could be a character that works alright too, because she gives you a shield and has some off-field cryo for Nuvolet's Draconic Glory stacks. So there's a couple different options you have. I guess the question for you is, what off-field damage and healers do you have? Like, what defensive characters do you have and what off-field damage do you have? I like running Shalonen in that team because you get a lot of resistance shred. I don't know if you have Shalonen or not. She gets like 40 crit rate and level 90 from Ascension, am I wrong? She gets 39 from her talent being active, which it's not active all the time. It's basically fully active on your second rotation. And then she gets 19.4 from her Ascension. How good is Dea's damage on full HP build? Not very good. Her damage is actually really bad. If you wanted to do good damage with Dea, build her for Burgeon, because she is not proccing Burgeon as often as, let's say, a high frequency Pyro character, but you can build her with full EM, which is something that you wouldn't necessarily do or would have trouble doing with other characters. So you just, like, I think my Dea has like 900 EM. It's like 800 or 900 EM. I'm like, oh, Burgeon, good.
Burn it down! Story has only just begun!
I don't know if vote for Lauma Hyperbloom, Jincho Kuki, Mulani, Duran Mona, Shalonen, nice. I got C6 Shever, C2 Yawns on all the characters that are coming. I don't know which benefits me the most. I did not get Nefer or Flynn's help. I would go for Enefa, because she gives you more consistent lunar damage than Lauma does. You could still run your Lauma Hyperbloom team, then you could run a separate team with Enefa. The only thing you need for her is Hydro. So as long as you have a Hydro character, you can run those two together and that'll work. Everyone gets Ino for free, so you could do Enefa Ino and just have an Ascendant Gleam team that deals lunar charge damage and run something else. You could even run like Barbara in that team. Like you could do a Barbara and Nefa Ino Sucrose / like Fischl team or something. And then as you get better characters, you could replace them for, let's say, Columbina, or if you wanted to do Flynn's, you could put him in there too. But Enefa would be the best choice because she is the most versatile of all the characters that are coming out. And she's a character that you can use for a long time because she's a support that does good off-field damage and gives you a shield. So all of that's super nice. The only requirement she has is just enough Hydro to keep Lunar charged up, which with a lot of Hydro characters is not difficult. A little bit difficult with Ino, not difficult with Xingqiu, not difficult with Yulan, not difficult with Farina. And unless you've got like a character that applies a crazy amount of one element, it should be easy. So if you're using like Klee, that'll be difficult because Klee applies so much pyro. Otherwise, like you just do like a Nefa plus Hydro character and you're generally good. Xingqiu, Kaya, Rosaria, Escoffier. He can't decide which one to use as DPS if he needs to pull for any character for more damage. What your friend should do is your friend should swap between Kaya and Rosaria. And by swap, I mean basically you stay on field with them for a few seconds, and then you just swap. Just let them know to practice switching about every 6 seconds, and they'll eventually get like the hang of it, or they'll get the timing to switch between them. Because Xingqiu and Escoffier have skills that take longer times to come out, but Kaya and Escoffier have skills that only take 6 seconds to come out. So basically your game plan is like you stay on field with Kaya and just normal attack with him for a little bit, use his skill, and then switch to Rosaria, use her skill, switch back to Kaya, keep normal attacking with him, and you just keep doing that. Pew! And then every so often when your Escoffier skill is about to run out, you use her skill. When you need to use Xingqiu, you swap to him. And that's it. So if they needed a more of a like a DPS, you could go Kaya, but it's really Kaya Rosaria that you're swapping back and forth.
I am progressing on Not Cry Story. I am at the Aladdin part with Ether, but woke up drugged in a graveyard with Flynn's.
Flynn's wouldn't do that. He's a big gentleman. He's a gentle gravekeeper. Nui, Bina, and Nefa, Sucrose, Kazuha. Very good. It's very good. So Nuvalet already does good damage, and if you're pairing him with Columbina, you get the Hydro Resonance, which is helpful for both of them. Columbina's damage is alright. And then her lunar damage is good. You're pairing her with a Nefa, and Columbina and a Nefa are already really strong together. And in that team, you would use Sucrose over Kazuha. Because the one thing that Nuvalet doesn't get from that, because he's getting his Draconic Glory stacks, he's getting Hydro Resonance for more HP, he's getting a little bit of EM from Nefa from her burst, but any more EM that he could get would make a big difference for Lunar Charged. His crit stats and everything are also already pretty good. The other thing that Lunar Charge looks at is like attack, but you know, Nuvalet's not getting any attack, and you wouldn't want to use Throwing Tails onto him. The other thing too is that lunar damage is not affected by damage percent, so Kazuha's kind of main thing that he does is a bit like, it's basically mitigated and is only affecting Nuvalet. But if you're using Sucrose and giving the team more EM and giving Nuvalet more EM, that ends up being very helpful for lunar reaction damage, plus any just basically the lunar reaction damage that he's contributing, plus a Nefa, plus like Columbina. But if you feel like you need more grouping, then you can use Kazuha, because he's much better at pulling enemies in. If you're fighting like waves of enemies where you just need to group them. Which is better, Columbina with Nefa or Columbina with Lauma? Generally Columbina with a Nefa, because it's kind of like you use both of their skill and bursts, and then you just kind of do whatever with everyone else on your team until you need to refresh those skills. Lauma's a little bit more tricky because she doesn't, like, Lunar Bloom doesn't deal bloom damage. It only does bloom damage with special skills, like Lauma's hold skill, Columbina's charge attack, or Nefer's charge attacks. So it's a little bit harder to run a team like that with just kind of anyone. Whereas Nefa provides a lot more versatility, and it's a lot of like, you just press these buttons and then do whatever else you want, and the team just kind of does the damage for you. So if you did like Columbina skill, Columbina burst, and Nefa skill, and Nefa burst, you could just kind of go AFK, and that would take care of a lot of things for you. Like you could do that and just run like a shield character and just go AFK, and they would probably beat whatever's you're fighting. So it's pretty good. If you're doing it with Lauma, then you've got to look at the Verdant Dew and charge attacks and all that stuff. Lauma plus Columbina is still very strong. It's just Anefa has a lot more versatility and a lot less
Thank you for
thinking about what and how to do things. May I have a Yelan roll? Face Silver Yelan roll. Sure. Is getting Anefa good even if you don't have the other Noctri characters? Yes. Anefa does not need Ascendant Gleam as like a lot of other characters do, so she doesn't really need a moon sign character. She benefits from having one in the team, but she doesn't really need it because she was released during a time where that was not around, and they even had something like, this passive will be active when, you know, other characters come out, too. So, for that reason, Anefa is a really good character because she's still going to do lunar damage even without another character in the team. And she's not going to be kind of kneecapped like Flynn's is, or like Nefer is, or something like that. Which is better, Nefer's weapon or C1? Her weapon's really good for her. I would generally say her weapon, but the thing about that is it depends how good the weapon banner
Faith
is.
Silver has gifted a sub to BM Hurst Way.
Oh, nice. If the weapon banner's not very good, it might be better for her C1. Though, to be honest, if her weapon banner has like Dawning Frost and you get a single copy of that, like, that's really good.
Faith Silver has gifted a sub to MH994988.
Really neutralized team, being in Ningguang, Ilua, I know be good. Maybe. Ningguang's just not very strong. But C6 with Lunar Crystallize might be alright. That's kind of a weird setup too. Because what would you run? Like, you'd have to run, like, I don't know. Would you, would it be worth it to run Night of Sky's Unveiling on Ningguang for that? Because the EM would help her with the reactions. Are you just focused on the reaction damage? But if it's not direct lunar damage, it's not really that strong. I don't know. I think it's a team that would work, but it's not going to be... It'll work. It's not going to be one that's going to be, like, endgame Abyss ready. Did you get my Fishy Fischl? Of course. Fishy Fischl. Let's take a look. Fischl. There she is. Ooh, C5, nice. First Great Magic Fischl. Alright, nice. Let's see, 49, 164 crit damage, 116 ER, 46% electro damage, crit rate, pretty good there. They could probably be a bit better. Flowers, very good. Feathers, pretty good. A lot of EM there, which is very nice. I like that.
I was watering it every day.
Like that. Not too bad. Unacceptable crit rate. Electro Goblet said, I know. Yeah. I would try for a better circlet and a better goblet. So I would try to look for a crit rate circlet that gives you at least 2 stub stats that you want. Attack, energy recharge, crit rate, well, it's crit rate main stat, crit damage, attack, EM attack, EM ER. If you could get something that's like EM ER attack percent, that'll be good too. Because Fischl wants energy recharge, she wants attack, she wants crit rate, crit damage, and EM, so all those stats. Because you have a lot of things to choose from, if you get something that has a similar layout to, like, you just get a crit rate circlet and it's got attack and EM and like ER, and like, alright, no crit damage, but I'll just take this and then just roll it into that one. You can get it to plus 18 just off of that roll, and hopefully it rolls into the good stats, because there's his only one attack roll. and that would be nice for her. And then just a better goblet. Look for one that has crit rate, because your crit rate's a bit low. Outside of that, what I would do first, or today if you haven't spent your resin, is I would try to farm the materials for first grade magic and try to get this to 90. Because you get 6 more crit damage, which will put you at 170. Then you get a lot more base attack. You get 76 more base attack, which is going to increase this by a good amount, because our base attack is going to go up by 76, so this is going to go over 800. Plus with all the attack percent rolls, you get a pretty high attack there. So this was what I would do first. Second, I would probably, let's see, it's 11. Oh, you can't yet. I'd try to get this to level 12, aka 9. I don't know if you can do that yet, though. I think you need to ascend her. Visual wants ER. Uh-oh. She does want a little bit. You don't need a lot, because you're typically running her with another Electro, or you're running her with like another team that typically generates a good amount of particles, and Fischl herself generates a lot of particles as well. So she does want some, but she doesn't need, like, you don't typically need to build for energy recharge. You usually just take whatever you get from like good artifacts. You have 0? 0? You need more than 0. But anyways, so yeah, I would work on the weapon. Then I would ascend her. She'll get more attack percent from her final ascension. You can keep her at 80 out of 90 for now. Eventually you would want to get her 90, but 80 out of 90 is fine for a bit. Get this talent to 9, aka 12, and then I would try to get some upgrades for these two. What you could do, and what I would do, is farm this first while you're farming the materials for her ascension. Whatever random artifacts you get from bosses, unless they're just really good, which they may be, but they're probably going to be bad, just use those to strongbox for a strongbox for a golden troop to try and get a better circlet. You might end up getting a really good electro damage goblet on set, and if you do, then you could swap that around to a better crit rate circlet. 130 is for solo official. Yeah, about 130. It's not too hard to reach the energy recharge requirement she needs, even as like a solo electro character. I gotta send it to level, yeah, to get the skill to 9. So that's what I would do. Any other questions, Faith Silver? I think that's the main thing here. Yeah, that's kind of the main thing.
How many forging commissions do I still have to finish? Let's see. 1,
Crown her.
2.
If you're going to level up or crown anything, crown her skill, you don't need to level up any other talents. The only advantage you get from using her burst is when she first transforms, there's an initial hit. When she transforms, that's all leveling the burst does. So burst is not really, you don't need to level it, just the skill. How to get free Primo Gems. Oh boy. Doo-doo-doo. Cloudy for real, hello. Hello, hello. But really that's it. So weapon first, then ascend, then level skill, and then upgrade the
I
artifacts.
have been hearing mixed things on whether to use the new artifact set for Abina or to use the blue one in Noctri.
Sassmith, hello! So, I should probably make a video about that. It is entirely dependent on what your team composition is. The general thing that I'll tell most people is just give her Serenade, because that's probably going to be your best bet for most setups. However, there are times when it's better to run the Albaid set, the new set on her, or it's better to do something else. So Serenade is generally what you want because it gives her energy recharge, which a lot of people probably won't build on her, but they will need some. And then it also is just like a generally good support set. Columbina's personal damage is not like super high. It's not like bad for a support, but it's also not like stunning. And if you had a Nefa, which I'm recommending that people try to get before Columbina if they don't have her, it would be better to put a Nefa on the Albaid set, because that does more damage, and a Nefa does more damage just kind of at like a base level than Columbina does. So give that new set to a Nefa and give Columbina Serenade. Now if you've got someone else who's running Serenade on your team already that is contributing basically no damage to the team, like I know, then you could give the new set to Columbina. So it really depends on your team comp, but in general Serenade is the good like choice to go with. If you're running her on like a Flynn's team and you've got Serenade on Ino and you're running like you know, you're not really sure what to give Columbina, you don't have instructors or you don't want to use instructors on Ino, then you could give Columbina a new set, Ino Serenade. But it really depends on the overall team comp. If you're running her with Lauma, that's even like there's even more complicated things there, because depending on what your team comp with Lauma is, you may have Columbina hold Deepwood, and she might be the Deepwood holder, and then Lauma give her like double EM artifacts to get more out of her elemental burst. So it really depends on your team overall. But generally, Serenade would be your way to go. Herbal Medis, hello. I usually just type bro in chats. I don't expect to get acknowledged. Well, hello, Cloudy for real. You are acknowledged. You're back. Welcome back. Lunar Crystal, she needs Albaid and Itlua. Itlua on Serenade her with Albaid. That makes sense. Because what else would you run Itlua on? Yeah, that makes sense. You're welcome, Sassmith. I hope that cleared things up a little bit. But yes, the reason you're hearing you should run this, no, you should run that, is because it depends on her team setup. Because she has, like, she doesn't need a specific artifact set. It's not like, oh, you have to run this set on her. If you don't, you're just like, you're kneecapping yourself. It's not like Kazuha or Sucrose. It's like, no, run VV, don't run anything else. It's like, no, you can run kind of whatever you need. So it's mostly what the team needs. No new news. What the team needs is more Primo Gems. We all need more Primo Gems. More resources, more Primo Gems, more Mora, more books. Do you think it's enough for C2? 270. Maybe. It's probably pretty close, though. If you don't have a Nefa, what I would actually recommend doing is getting a Nefa and Columbina, because that'll be really good for your account overall. And then for the remaining Primos, I'd probably go for Columbina Constellations. If you weren't able to get her C2, but you got a Nefa and Columbina, you'd be in a really good spot. And Columbina will have a rerun sooner than a Nefa will. So then you could get her Constellations later.
So for Flynn's and a Nefa team, Bina would use the Serenade, but for Nefer and Llama team she would use the new one?
So for a Flynn's and a Nefa team, Serenade, yes. For a Nefer Lauma team, she would use the new one. For a Nefer and Lauma team, who is your last slot in your Nefer team? Are you running, are you gonna run like Kuki to try and get the damage from the lunar like bonus stuff? Are you gonna try to run a non-Nodcry character, non-Moonsign character to try and get a buff? Or are you gonna just like run Ino because you have her already? Who's your last slot? Because it could be a few different things. You're gonna run Kuki, okay. So for Kuki, are you running attack Kuki? Like built for more attack or more EM? Because attack gives you more of the lunar damage percent. I guess it doesn't matter. What I would do for that would be run, let's see. So Nefer, you want Night of Sky's Unveiling, so that doesn't change. Lauma, you probably want as much EM as you can get, so probably two-piece EM. I think in that team I would run Deepwood, Columbina, and either Deepwood, Columbina, or Serenade, Columbina. You might want to do Serenade because she needs more energy recharge than Kuki does, and then run Deepwood Kuki, because Kuki's stats don't matter as much. So you could do Deepwood Kuki, double EM Lauma to make her burst, because Lauma's burst contributes a huge percentage of team damage. So maxing that out is really good. And then Serenade on Columbina, so you get the energy recharge plus the extra Ascendant Gleam, like lunar damage bonus. And then Kuki Deepwood gives you resistance shred. Not Serenade, Deepwood on Lauma. Double EM for Lauma's burst I think would work a bit better for overall damage. Instructor Kuki. You could do instructors on Kuki if you wanted to as well. As long as you can proc instructors. You have to switch to Kuki pretty frequently to keep it up because it only lasts for I think 8 seconds. He's built EM right now. Yeah, EM will work. You could actually build Kuki very similar to Yao Yao in that team and build her with a lot of HP and EM. And that way you get a lot of extra heals. Does Instructor not get procced off field? I don't believe it does. I think you need to have it. I think you need to have the equipping character proc it on field for the effect to work.
We need to swap artifacts. They need to give us loadouts.
Exactly, Sassmith. Oof, yeah. I don't think Instructors procs itself off field. I'm pretty sure you need to re-trigger it with the character that has it. At least it doesn't say so. And the old artifacts, like, they don't really work off field unless they kind of say that they affect everyone in the team or like something like that. Do Frina, double Geo, Noelle, and Shalonen. New Columbina and Noelle. My Noelle! Another buff! Yeah. My Noelle will get another buff. Yeah. Doo-doo. Woo! Sounds fun. I'm actually looking forward a lot to doing Farina and Nefa and or actually no, Columbina and Nefa, and then Navia plus someone else. Maybe Shalonen.
In the time I've spent with you,
maybe some other
my
character.
strength seems to
That
have
seems
improved
really fun.
exceptionally quickly. I suppose I was rather fortunate to make an enemy of you.
Also, this
I'd
Arlecchino
better
does pretty
dig
well.
my teeth in to make sure you can't get away.
Arlecchino does do pretty well. You could do Arlecchino, Columbina, and Nefa plus other Hydro character that does really well. That's a very nice combo. Because you have enough Hydro to vaporize and to get the... to keep the Thundercloud up for Lunar Charged. And then you can get some... I guess you could even put Dahlia in there if you had a good Dahlia for even more attack speed. It'd be kind of fun. And then you get a nice shield. Or you could just use Jingcho. Because he'll make a Nefa's shield. I guess shields don't stack, so you wouldn't really need Dahlia. He'd just be there for the attack speed. But Jingcho's damage reduction does make a Nefa's shield tankier. Ren, hello. Happy Sunday. Let's do some Shark Asia now. Say hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Do you have any self-account review progress videos? And that'll be interesting to do one. I have one that shows my character builds, but I haven't updated it in a while. It might be interesting just like the state of my accounts.
Sharky, does the Unitor not leveled?
Not unless you plan to use her for Lunar Bloom. It might be a good thing to do eventually for theater, but in like it's very, very, very low priority. It would be the very last thing you would do. Doo-doo. Ooh. Doo-doo-doo. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crisis of Shield. Let's go over here. Is that what's going to be a lunar character? I don't know. Based on what we saw, unless Alice is that floating character, I'm not sure if she's coming out during Nodcry. It might be Snezhnaya. Oh no, too many wishes. Oof. Do you think that not getting rest if I have Chevra C6 Yonson C2 is a waste even with characters coming up? Not really, because Yonson's very good with just any character who moves. Like a lot. Phew. And then C6 Chevris is just super useful, period. So I don't think that's a waste at all. There may end up being another Electro character that comes out that does a lot of moving that you may want. And if you end up really wanting Varessa later, and if she's still very strong, she's still like one of the strongest Electro characters that you can get, then you could pick her up later if you want to as well. But it's definitely not a waste. Can you rank the endgame content from your least to most favorite? I really dislike Imaginarium Theater, even Stygian is better for me. I actually really hate Imaginarium Theater and Stygian Onslaught, and I find the Abyss to be a bit better. And I really dislike the Abyss too. What I really want is I want something like Imaginarium Theater that's good. Give me something like that that allows you to use whatever teams you want, whatever characters you want, as much as you want. What we need is basically Divergent Universe from Honkai Star Rail, but in Genshin. It's just like you use whatever team you want, even if your characters aren't level. It brings them up to like a trial character level, because they have builds for like all the trial characters. And then they give you bonuses based on like if your party's HP changes, if you do a normal attack or a charge attack or this or that, and then like elemental bonuses too. And then just have us fight enemies that have lots of HP, but we're like Omega buffed. And then like it's just very, very fun and casual friendly, something you could do maybe once per week. And get like some free standard wishes and other supplies that would be useful. So I don't really like any of Genshin's endgame modes. You hate it so much you make your partner do it for you. Your partner is very loving. It's just promo for banning characters. It's so lame. Yup. Yup, yup, yup. Theater could be so good if it was like simulated universe. Yup. The other thing I want too is I want a casual, friendly co-op mode that you can do like once per week. That gives you some like decent rewards, but nothing that you feel like you're losing out on if you don't do it. And that you could just like match with random people, do it in co-op, or do it solo. Oh, this is Reliable Helper.
Right.
I think I'm going to switch these to Leeway. I actually don't like doing that one. I'm just going to go over here. Bina or Nuvi, what should I do? Ooh. If it was between the two, I'd probably say Columbina. But I would recommend a Nefa first. You love that Hat Guy as a cat in the story? Versus, yeah. Just wait until you see Albedo. I guess Albedo's probably not better than Cat Guy. Cat Hat Guy. So good though. We should make their C6 more of a DPS. Yeah, honestly, if you wanted constellations for her, you don't really need anything beyond C2. Chaos Core. You have Farina and non-cry DPS too. In that case, I probably would go with Columbina for you, if I were you. Let's see what Liben has for us today. Bloop. Hello there, need something? Why yes, I need my box of marbles. Alright. Bloop. We like Mora, we like experience books. My mouse feels weird. Something about it is a bit off. Maybe I need to clean up my mouse pad a little bit. Maybe there's something on the sensor. Because it's slightly off. That feels a little bit better. I missed Liben's one day. Account bricked?
Hydrate. Don't be a fish out
I
of
can
water.
invite someone. Wait a minute. What constellation is Fischl? C0. What about Sucrose? Ooh, alright, Sucrose C1's better. Bloop. Invite. No, I don't need any more constellations on Sucrose. Bloop. Is Mona worth building in 2026? I've been considering her for but not sure. Of the standard characters, she's probably one of the best ones to build. Especially in a team like this. And I plan to get Skirk as well and just replace Rosario with Skirk. And in that sense, she definitely is. And the reason why is because these buffs, especially with the Hex buffs, and just the overall buffs that she gets with this, end up being making her a lot better. So if you have her and you are gonna like try to build someone for the Imaginarium Theater, just want another character to build, then Mona's probably one of the best standard characters you can build. And speaking of which, I think I'm just gonna keep her on Noblesse. So let's try to farm some good Noblesse for her. You don't have a Escoffier, but I have Skirk. Yeah, in that case, you may want to build Mona. We don't really have, like... The main Skirk team is Escoffier, Farina, Skirk, and then the last one is, like, another Hydro of some sort. Dahlia's pretty good. But there's not, like, a standout character where it's like, oh, yeah, definitely this character. Right now, Mona, particularly C4 Mona, is very good in that slot. But otherwise, not, like, a amazing choice. So basically I need a good crit damage circlet, or at least a decent one, maybe one with ER. I shouldn't see one. That'll work. That'll certainly work. Woo!
Let me scrub.
Gotta be a little bit mindful of my time,
A little move.
because I gotta go help my mom get some things set up for memorial service, which is next Saturday. Gotta get some tables and place some orders for food and stuff like that. I made. Oh, you want to see the crossword puzzle I made? Because I mentioned this, but I don't know if I showed off the final product. Might be a little hard to read. Between Jean, Tenari, Diluc, who should I select for constellations? Probably Jean. Jean probably has the most use of anyone there for constellations. And it's mostly just because Jean C4 is one of the few ways you can reduce animo resistance. It's like Jean, Farazan, Zhongli.
Delve into destiny. Fate is upon you.
Skirk C0, Scoffier, C2 Farina, C6 Mona. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Here's the choice between all of them. Who do you think are the top 5 stars right now, including the next 2 updates? The top 5? Ooh. Mawika for sure. It's probably like, that's tough. Like Mawika, Skirk for damage. And then that's like hard for support because like Columbina is going to be very good with lunar damage, but outside she's not going to be, so that puts her in a weird spot. I think Lauma and Nefa are probably, if they're not up there, they're pretty close. Yeah, that's pretty tough. And then like beyond that, beyond like the actual damage, it's just like the other supports that are really good. Escoffier would definitely be there. Because Escoffier is like crazy strong. I'm not sure who else. I still think Farina's really good, but I don't know if I would maybe say she's top 5 right now. Or top 10, I don't know what is easy is. Top 10 might be easier. Right after Jean, who should I pick? I would probably do Dea, just for maybe Burge and Dea might have some use. I don't think the other characters would have a lot of use. That unfortunate. Or teams duos. That's easier. So one of the best duos in the entire game is going to be Columbina and Nefa. That'll be really, really strong. Malika Sitlali is another incredibly strong duo. Escoffier and Skirk is another one. What else? Oh yeah, Durin should be there somewhere, but Durin is not like a duo character. He's just a character that pairs really well with a lot of different characters. But yeah, duos wise, I would say
Off to the freezer.
Malika and Sitlali, Columbina and Nefa, Skirk, Escoffier. Those are like the top 3 that I think of. And the nice one is the Columbina and Nefa one is actually just like a support core. It's like support damage. It's almost like Bennett Xiangling. No crit damage circlet yet. He's been on your team since 1.0. Oh wow. You can still use him if you like. You don't have to bench him until you finally, maybe you have someone that's finally better. Like, finally someone to replace him. My 1.0 team was like Xiangling, Fischl, Noelle, and I think like Barbara or something. It was basically whoever I had that wasn't the Traveler. And then I ended up getting Klee. And it was, then my original team was Xiangling, Klee, Barbara, and Fischl. Everything explodes. The team I'm playing now is pretty good with Escoffier. Yeah, it'll be better when I get Skirk. I have Primo saved, so trying to go for her plus maybe her weapon. I don't know. I don't know if I have the. I don't know if I have Dahlia. Oh, hey, Wish. Do do do. Yeah. Do I have her weapon? I may not. Sword, sword, sword. Doesn't look like I have it. Well. I guess it's either go for her weapon or Finale of the Deep then. What is this? Reliable helper? Yeah. We'll turn this in. Ooh. I wish Oil would buff Geo. Me too. We need better Geo reactions. I guess we have Lunar Crystallize. We need more things like Lunar Crystallize. I like the fact that Geo can produce a shield, but we just need better reactions.
Add Astra.
You have 370. Ooh, wow. Nice, Makoto.
Thank you for complete.
Nice, nice, nice.
A sister without reverence for the gods.
Thinking after Bina might go for Scoffy Skirk team.
Fishermen who don't eat fish, aren't there?
Definitely a strong one.
Just because you do
And I don't think we're getting any good cryo characters until Snezhnaya, because unless the characters they showed off are cryo, and unless they somehow power creep Skirk, I think she's going to be the best cryo character for a while, for quite a long time. Because otherwise, like, I would have thought Nicole would have been cryo, but she's pyro because she has a pyro vision. It just peeks through the back of her neck ever so slightly in cutscenes. Yeah, I think it'll be a while to power creep Skirk. The only thing I think that would happen would be we might get another character that would be good in a Skirk team, but I don't know if they'd be like a power creep to Skirk directly. I think we have enough books because we got like 1100 here, 1200. And our Moore is pretty good too. So maybe what we should do, we have the books. I think we need to farm some of these. I do have a lot, but let's farm some more. From your Welkin and Moons and Dailies. Nice. Nice, nice. Woo. I think it would be cool. If they did that, they would need to have a character that could easily proc Shatter. Because Shatter is actually like freeze plus like blunt attack. And a lot of Geo attacks are blunt attacks. But there are some times where like Shatter doesn't work. They also don't really have anything with Superconduct either. Troubled Leanne. Wondering if getting an F is better than Kuki for this team and replacing Jincho with Columbina. Kind of, but it doesn't become like a regular Hyper Bloom team. It becomes a lunar damage team at that point, which is still good. So if you were planning to use like a pure Hyper Bloom team, that team's not really doing that. Because when you get Ascendant Gleam, Lauma's ability to make the Hyper Bloom's crit goes away. And then she just increases Lunar Bloom damage. But if you end up doing that team with, you could do like Lauma Nahida, Columbina, and a Nefa, and then do on-field Columbina just for the Hydro application. Because Columbina's Hydro application is only once every 2 seconds. So if you do that, you get sort of a mini Hyper Bloom team, but it's also just a lot of lunar damage, and then you get Columbina's ability to trigger Lunar Bloom by doing her charge attack. And then you also get Lauma's ability to use the hold skill. And her hold skill does a nice amount of damage. So that would definitely work as a team. And then of course Nahida to basically just buff the EM. And like, that's always nice, especially for your characters that are doing lunar reactions. So that team ceases to be like the standard Hyper Bloom team, but does end up being a very strong one. So you're relying a lot less on Hyper Bloom damage and focusing a lot more on just lunar reaction damage. My C6 Noelle been sleeping for a while. Can't wait to use her with Colomina, Frina, Shalonen. It does seem like it'll be pretty fun. I think I'm going to do the same thing, but I may not put Shalonen in. I may just put Chiori.
Delve into destiny.
Because Chiori, while not doing any resistance shred, will have all-field damage, and then she gets the 2 dolls because the lunar crystallize counts as a geoconstruct. Yeah. And then that's a little more off-field procs and hopefully enough energy for Noelle. Fav on Shalonen might be necessary for Noelle, but if we bonk hard enough, we shouldn't need too much energy. But I think that'll be fun. I don't know exactly how much energy Chiori's little dolls generate. I don't think it's too much, but hopefully it's enough for Noelle.
A dash of frost.
That seems fun.
Shadows of fate.
And then if it doesn't work out very well, then I could always just use Nouvelette, Chiori, Zhongli, Columbine. That should work out pretty well. Alright, the best way to get here is probably here and just go around. Yay, Chiori, I am the cutting edge of fashion. Moonlight Shadow, it has been a little while. I hope you've been doing well. I hope the New Year's been treating you well. Good to see you again. How am I doing? I'm doing alright. Thanks for asking.
A dash of frosting. Yeah.
Ooh, blue. Oh, next is down here. Uni's in treating me well. Oh no. I hope they do treat you better. Do you have a lot of exams and stuff coming up? Brentis, hello. Hello, hello. How you doing? Nor, hello. You're back home? Woo!
Delve into destiny. A little elusive.
I'm doing pretty well. Dun 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 dun. Just farming things to ascend and level up Mona. Start your PhD new week. Ooh, Dr. Brent is soon. Oh, the holidays are over in 2 days. Oof. Pew. Well, I hope when you get back things are a bit better. You're in your 3rd master's semester. Nice. How many semesters is your master's program? What is it, like maybe 8? Like 2 years? Very soon you'll be Master Nor. Bloop.
Shadows of fate. You can't run. Off to the freezer.
2 years. Ooh. 3rd's ending this month. Master Fan-Ulet, yeah. Woo. Thanks, Doc. Yeah. So many masters and doctors in chat. You're all so smart. So cute, so smart, so educated. Do have friends I like Columbina and Anefa and Newbie too. Ooh boy. That's a lot of characters to wish for. Best of luck. I hope they come home early for you.
Let me scribe. Judgment.
Ooh.
A little amuse-bouche.
Hopefully the characters you want will come home early too. I am looking forward to Columbina and Inefa. Hopefully they come home nice and early. Hello, more Riesel. Wait, I was just on the coast. But you want to fight me, huh?
Shadows of fate.
You're excited for Columbina or Jabai? I'm excited for Columbina. I don't think I'll be going for Jabai, since I'm going for 2 5-stars already. Although Jabai does look very, very pretty. Very elegant. What an elegant horse. Her animations are kind of weird. Because she has the horse that pops out. And it's just like, oh, this is just all horse. I'll tell everyone I'm a Jabai main and just run around with the horse costume from the Miliastra mannequin. If you already had enough, would you go for Jabai? I don't know. That's a good question.
Off to the freezer.
I really don't like how restricted she is. If Jabai was like lunar crystallized, but also in like if they made lunar crystallize kind of like Navia, I probably would go for her. But it's like it's basically only Hydro and only Geo and then only lunar crystallized teams, and I'm like, I don't like that. That feels like Nefer already feels way too restrictive, and I'm like, oh, but if there's another Geo character that comes out that I like, Nefer is just gonna be benched forever.
A dash of frosting. Finding treasure is pretty exhilarating.
She only needs Aino and Ilua to work, and Ilua's under banner and Aino's free. I have slipped back to only pulling Jabai if I love her. Yeah, I think for priorities, I do, well, just one copy of Columbina since she's first phase, and then Nuvi, and then Jabai afterwards, depending on how you feel, / if you love her.
You can't run.
C6 R5 Newbie, no regrets. C6 R5 Newblet, very strong. Very, very strong. Alright, I think I can make probably enough of these, at least soon. Hope Ilua is at least used for Navia teams too. I doubt it. Because Navia doesn't focus on lunar crystallized damage. She's just like raw damage. And you're not building EM on her to really focus on that either.
Shadows of fate. A little amusement.
I think lunar crystallized in general will be nice for Navia. I don't think Ilua is someone you want to pair with her. I think you'd rather just pair Columbina and other characters.
Only are the stars clouded, so too
To get a support for Skirky. That is a smart move. Definitely a smart move. Bloop. Dendrobium. Bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, wait. You know what would actually be a smart thing to do? I craft all these, and then I fight more of them to get Mona's final ascension. Let's do that. Yeah, I hope you get it too. Hope you get them very early. I hope you have Ash Yalan luck, where even if you lose your 50-50s, You lose them early, and then the characters that you are going for come home very early too. So, all right, that'll make 4. How many do I have? Craftable amount 12. Okay, well we need 4. Bloop. And then I need 2 more, which will be, let's see. So 3 times 3. So 3 is 1. So 9, 18. Bloop. There we go. Need 24 of these. Alright, well we have a lot. Let's make 40 of them. Because we need those for your talent levels as well. 80, there you go. Level 79. 1. Boop. And 400 more. We'll get that from fighting Whopper Flowers. In Inazuma? No, Inazuma. There you are.
With rain this heavy, not only are the stars clouded, so too is my scryglass hazy.
There it is.
Let me scry.
A dash of frosting! The audacity!
Ow. Phew. Alright, where are the next ones? Or it looks like we got all of them. Okay. Well, what things do you need? I think you need Fatui materials, right? Yeah, might as well farm those. I'm making something for dinner which I've never made before. Wish me luck. Good luck! You'll learn to cook. Phew. This is a time to learn. Time to grow your skills. I guess we gotta go here, though. I don't want to climb up this. Let's go down. I imagine someone playing C6. Shalon and Itlua Goro Columbina. Lunar Crystallize. I could see Tita Marie doing that. Though she doesn't like Goro, so she'd probably put Chiori in there. Or Zhongli. Wonder how good that will be. Probably good enough. I don't think it'd be great. I think it'd be good enough to clear most things except for like hard Stygian. Let's see, double over here. I don't let Goro Soha build Chiori. Yeah. Exactly.
Scry the sky.
Scry the sky. Just been lurking here. Oh, well, happy Sunday. Hope you're doing well. Dude. Oh, a rock. This is a breakable rock. Bloop. There's another breakable rock over here. Breaking these usually means there's a treasure somewhere. And a third one. There we go.
Okay, I can get behind this filling.
Oh, and another treasure over there. Hello.
Off to the freezer. Yeah.
An early dinner? Maybe you'll make it back by the time Sarge comes in. Or not Sarge, by the time Bullets comes in. Phew.
Finding treasure is pretty exhilarating. Shadows of fate.
You just jumped into the water.
A little moose boosh.
Phew. Bloop. Ooh, there's another Oculus here. We should grab this. So I can get more stamina, since I have very little stamina. Or is there a force field above this? Huh. Seems like no. Yep. Never mind. There is indeed a force field. I got baited. Trapped. GamerX, hello. How you doing today? Hope you're having a good Sunday. You're back? Welcome back. How you doing? Oh, Tita Marie! Thank you for the bits. So very blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Let me scribe. Punishment.
Phew.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll get that Sealy going here. Sealy number 1. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? One of these pillars, perhaps? Here it is. Back up. There it is. But I see this agent here.
Shadows of fate. You can't run.
Trying to pyro me? I'm already inside your circle. Should I build levels first or artifacts first? Generally what you want to do first is you want to build a character's weapon, and then you want to level up their talents, so you need to level up them to level up some of their talents. Then after that, then you go for like character level / artifact. You basically just level up a character so that you can get the talents leveled up, because that's the important part, not the actual level in most cases. Bloop. We should make this agent a Stygian Onslaught boss. Just a regular one, just so we can gene cheese more. As long as they don't have like an awful mechanic behind it. Why not? You know what I want? I want a giant slime. Or like a giant hilly churl. And when I say giant, I mean huge. Give me an Ajdaha or larger size slime.
There are a few interesting trinkets.
No special abilities, no special mechanics, just big slime. Alright, what's the best way to get up here? Let's climb up this way. That'd be awesome. They could hard count. Oh wow, luxurious chest here. How neat. They could hard counter some characters. Yep. If they wanted to make it a little more challenging. They would just do it of various different elements. They have like an electro, a pyro, and a, I don't know, electro, pyro, cryo, hydro slime. And then it's like, yeah, just bring animo. Bring all your animo. Alright, where'd it go? Probably above again. Do you think I can finish the Archon quest and latest patch in 2 days? Yes. It will take a long time, but you definitely have enough time to do it. And I would certainly try for 500 extra Primo Gems. JJ! You discovered this channel and you're already hooked? Hooked on Shark! Oh yeah! Woo! Cute Mandragora, 300-400% Dendro Res. A Mandragora? Have you played any of like Final Fantasy 11 or Final Fantasy 14? I really like the Mandragoras from there. They're very cute. Pew. Boop. Boop. They don't look sinister or evil. Until you really look at them, you're like, wait a minute.
Pretty good at keeping things fresh.
They have like a little leather piece that's sewed up around where their mouth would be. Hypno pterodactyls. That's a lot of hypno pterodactyls. Feels like that's how much HP most enemies have now. Alright, which one did I not get? Maybe there's one over here. What happened to your face? There it is. Before we get that, let's grab you. Do you think that this team you have right now will clear Stygian Onslaught, Fearless, and new patch? No. Definitely not. Unless they have like a freeze mechanic or something, then no. Stygian Fearless is like, it's basically what are the characters that are running now, and how many, like, do you have their signature weapons? Do you have like their best supports? Do you have the exact thing that they want for this particular mechanic that they're introducing just for Stygian Onslaught? There's not a lot of teams that can just brute force Stygian Onslaught. There we go. Mona's level 80. Alright. I'm going to climb up here. Now it's time for your final ascension. Ascend! Boo-doo-doo-doo.
In the reflection of the water, I see the ascension of the morning star.
Yeah. Alright. No more? Okay, good. What do we level now? Burst. Bloop. Probably don't crown that. Bloop. I guess we do skill first. Normal attacks aren't going to be super useful. Brink. Oh.
This should cover food and rent for a while.
C6 Kirk brute force. Most C6 5-star damage dealers will be able to brute force, I hope, unless the enemy is just straight up immune. Oh, wow. How did I miss this luxurious chest? When I get a Escoffier, should give her Nefa's Calamity Queller and switch a Nefa to Shovel. When was Escoffier need an ER Sands? A Nefa is using Calamity Queller? It's a lot of attack. Do you have Fav? I would try to just give Favonius to Escoffier if you have it. So we did that one. We did this. Oh, maybe this is the one we need to do. Will this clear? This team will clear hard mode, yeah. This team should be able to clear hard mode easily. Again, as long as the enemies aren't immune to the hydro and cryo.
A little elusive judgment.
Break the seal. Whee. Oh. Mona fly. Bloop.
This should
Whee.
hold a food and drink for a while.
Whee. Oculus. Oculus got. Alright, time to turn these into the statue. See if we get more stamina. Apex, hello. Nice to meet you. C5 Gaming would be a good replacement for Xiangling with Chevreuse. Gaming does work with Chevreuse, but he's much better with like melt or vaporize because he can do the strong melts.
Time to check your posture and do a nice stretch.
So you can use them together, but I would probably try for someone else. Alright, let's stretch. And I'll hydrate at the same time too. Heartopia. After beating a weekly boss, just to recover my pulse back to normal, then carry on with the next one. That's fun. That's funny. Like, ah! I did it! Ah! So now we have Mona, level 80. Alright, let's switch and do some Shark EU! Oh yeah, we have our daily check-in primos. We should grab those too. Because we didn't get our mail yesterday. That's exactly how I feel. Anxiety, anxiety, anxiety. Ah! Whew. Time to relax. We need to design you a nice relaxing teapot, Tita Marie, so you can just go and just say, alright, time to go here, relax. Sit on like my nice swing or something like that. Do. Shark ups. Dun. That's 90. We don't have any constellations on you. What about Sucrose? Have I claimed my character there yet? Maybe, maybe not. Witch's homework. Alright. Invite character. Complete Witch's homework solution to claim. Oh, I haven't even done that? Surprising. Decorating can be stressful. I don't know about that. Ah. I wonder if there's a way... Because there are ways you can copy someone's layouts, right? Maybe if like you just find a public layout that you like, and then after that, say, "Ooh, I like this. I'm gonna pick this one. I'm gonna like use this." Let's see. So I definitely need rocks. You have Durin level 80 with Wolfang. Pyro damage, how's he looking? Pretty good. He may need a little bit more energy recharge, and his crit rate might be a bit low, but otherwise pretty good. You'll get a little bit more crit rate from getting the weapon to 90, And also some more attack. And then I guess Wolfang also gives you extra crit. So it does give you a little bit more crit. So you probably want a little bit more crit rate. And maybe a little more energy recharge, but otherwise quite good. AR-52, am I considered new? I don't know. I don't know if I'd consider you new. I usually look at people in terms of like new or veteran or anything like that, mostly in terms of what they kind of understand about the game, because you could start a new account but know exactly what you want to do and have like a plan for everything and still be like a veteran player. So you might be new-ish. Might be like mid-game-ish, because like AR-45 is roughly like the mid-game. AR-50 plus is usually more towards the end game. But if you've only been playing a month, there may be still like a lot of things that you're trying to like figure out and kind of wrap your head around. So I kind of think that's just based on how you feel. J Turbo Banana, hello. Let's see. You want to do things in your world, Ollie? Because the only things I really need are ley lines. I just need to farm book ley lines and build up this stash some more. Sure, okay. Also, I don't know if you want my Liban box or not. It's just Mora, and I think it was a few things of ore. What was it? My Liban was... Oh, it was Mora and experience books. Got my box. Okay. Converse to Shalom and get there. Bounce off the banners, please, and get this Colmina ASAP. Soon. Soon! Hopefully. You have weapon ores. Nice. You don't have Nefer Lama or Flint. Should I get a Nefa first or Combina first? What's the weapon priority? Go for a Nefa first. Both do well with free-to-play weapons, so you don't need to wish on their weapon banners. I would definitely say go for a Nefa first, then Columbina, and then I would not recommend going for their weapons. I would save your Primo gems. I condensed too much resin. Oh no! What is this notice? Probably version satisfaction survey. I just didn't click through any of these. Got it. Do you like until I wait until like one of the very last days to click through all those red exclamation points? Isn't Columbina buff all lunar reactions? Why Nefa? She does buff lunar reactions, but she buffs lunar reactions that are any type, whether they're regular or direct lunar reactions. There are actually 2 types of lunar reactions for every reaction there is, basically. So there's regular lunar reactions, lunar bloom, charged, crystallize, and there's direct lunar bloom, crystallize, whatever. The direct damage is the one that gives you the really strong hits. That's like a Nefa's passive. Gives you lunar lunar charge, but it's direct lunar charge. Her talent does lunar charged damage, and if you look at just like regular lunar charge, and if you look at that, you're like, oh, her skill talent is way less than her passive ability. Because lunar charged ignores enemy defense and it has a 3 times multiplier on it. Lunar crystallize ignores enemy's defense and has a 1.6 multiplier on it. And I forget what Lunar Bloom's multiplier is off the top of my head, but it's same thing, like ignores defense, big multiplier. So the regular reactions are actually not particularly strong, and Lunar Bloom just straight up does not do any damage. It's only the talent damage from Lunar Bloom that actually does anything. So even though she's buffing those reactions, it's not enough to matter unless someone else is doing direct lunar damage. We should get to know Banner's info tomorrow. I hope so. Probably. 2 domain runs for me and ley lines for you. That will work. Phew.
Goose on the loose.
Paradigm Goose. Pew. Woo. It's easier for us to see 2 Xiangling, C5 Yans on Chevrolet, so I was thinking be a good replacement for one of them. Unfortunately, a doesn't work if there's not Hydro, so I wouldn't do that. But what I would do is if you wanted to replace Xiangling, you could use Pyro Traveler and just give them the Scroll of Cinder City. That works pretty well. If you want to get Durin on a rerun, Durin works really well in that team too. But you want an off-field Pyro damage dealer or just an off-field Pyro character. So Xiangling is very solid if you can maintain her energy. If you have trouble getting her burst up in time, then just use the Pyro Traveler. C5 Gaming would not do much there. He's competing too much with an Varessa for on-field. Chris, hello! Much better is Prototype Amber than Fav, Codex, and Columbina. Prototype Amber is a lot better for damage. Fav is better if your team needs the energy, or if you need more ER on Columbina. Because Amber gives you flat energy, it's not affected by energy recharge, so R5 gives you 18, but it's just 18 flat energy. Your energy recharge won't make it go up. Fav gives you more energy recharge plus particles, which makes your ER requirements on Farina basically trivial, because like Fav plus Fav particles is almost enough to make sure she gets her burst every rotation. You don't need, like, you may not need any energy recharge depending on the team you're using, or you might need like 15% or something. But if you wanted a mix of like damage and ER, you'd do Prototype and then just try to run her on Serenade or something that gives her enough ER. Fremy, hello, good to see you again. Hello, hello. Happy New Year. Pew. I'm ready. Pew. Do 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 do. Burb. Burb. Do do do. Burb. Do 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 do. Randomly popping in and out of existence. Trust. Ah. A dimensional crisis. We've all been there. Do do. Do do. Zoom. Based, that is me. Which of Columbine and Nefa Jabai and Nuvolet would be good for newer players? And Nefa would be the best. Because you can get Ino for free, you can choose Jingcho from Lantern Rite, and the only thing Nefa needs is a Hydro character, and then you just pair those two together and just use them everywhere. And then after that, I would say Columbina would be next. Jabai and Nuvolet are... Nuvolet's not very restrictive. Jabai is. Nuvolet's pretty good damage dealer for newer players, but I have a feeling they're going to try and power creep him more and more. The nice thing about Nuvolet is anytime there's been like a good support that comes out, it's also been a buff for Nuvolet, and Nefa was a buff for Nuvolet. Durin was, Lauma was, Escoffier was. So he's a very unique character in the way he functions, even if his damage is not necessarily the highest compared to the top tier damage dealers. The mechanics behind him are really good and really solid. My King Nuvi! How do you power creep Nuvi absurdly high? Make them immune to Hydro. Make them do things that like knock you out of your charge attack. Make them do things like make you unable to recover HP. Like do something that's like a heal block. That would do a lot. That way Nuvi can't like heal himself to do more damage with his charge attack. There are definitely ways to do it. Do 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 do. Is Nuvalet good if you're trying to build up your account for theater? Yeah, Nuvalet's really useful. He's definitely a good, like, character for theater, because there are so many stages where I'm just like, if you have Nuvalet, he's really, really good here. Whether they're Lunar Arcana stages, or stages where you need a lot of Hydro, or stages where you need AoE, or stages where you need to kite enemies around, Nuvalet does very well in theater. Woo! Lab monkey! Woo! Rest easy.
Oz, reveal thyself.
This is called Monster Drop Simulator. Monster Drop Retrieval Simulator. Who is stronger, C2, Nuvalet or Mualani? Mualani's C1's really strong. Her C2's not
Check in time,
particularly
it's
good.
another day, which means one less cycle to put the current main
Bullets!
quest away. I should really get on it, so I truly wish that there's less talking and verbose language in that dish.
Aw, so blessed, Bullets. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. If you were evaluating the value of C1 plus C2, Nuvalet would be stronger. Mualani's C1 is much stronger than Nuvalet's, though. And then her C2's not that good, so if you evaluated like the overall value, C2 Nuvalet would be better, because both his C1 and C2 are quite good. For Mualani, it's mostly just her C1. Got a test? Ah, good luck with studying. Phew. Good luck, Chris. Moo blam. I just realized Severus might not be a high enough level to actually have a passive that's useful for you. Oh well. Do you think Geodendra Animo would be the worst theater rotation? It would be, because they don't react off of each other. You would definitely need something that interacts with them. We haven't played her since I found her quite tricky to play. She feels odd. She feels awkward. Your Mualani is quite strong, though. She does hit quite hard. Wonder if I wonder if I've ever played C6 Mualani. I don't know if I have. Phew. Also, Ollie, I am out of resin. 71,202, good for Arlecchino. Yes, that's pretty good. Pew.
As you wish, me
Herb.
By royal decree.
I have a feeling there's a bunch of slimes down here. Nope. Fischl's your favorite? Nice. Oh, here they are. They're coming back. Moo power. Boing. Where did they come from? Phew. I think they're trying to go back to reset their own health. 53 to 80 for Nefer is good. Let's see. So another 30, is that's not counting the nighttime sky bonus, right? Because if it's not, then yes, very good. Because that's 83. If you have Lauma, that's 93.
I created another universe and
No more ley lines? No more ley lines. Yeah, so if that's without counting the crit rate from the nighttime skies blessing, that is quite good. Arlecchino is your first 5-star, love her to bits. Oh, nice. Mac Falcon, hello there. Hello, hello. Remember Cryodendron? Yeah! Rhyme grass. I mean, if they did reactions like that and they made really unique ones with like Dendro Geo, Dendro Animo, that'd be cool. I could think of some. Dendro plus, or no, Geo plus Animo equals Dust Tornado, Sandstorm. Do 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 do. And then Dendro plus Animo equals allergies. A lot of pollen around the enemies, and they just start sneezing.
Okay, I'm hopping off to focus on Not Cry Story. See ya chat into the Overlord of the Sea.
What do we want from nows?
No matter how busy life gets,
That B
you
is
should
a
always sit
double
down
S
and enjoy
sound,
a
isn't
proper
it?
meal when you get hungry. What
I got
like
very
to do
confused by that.
is stack
Like,
my plate up high,
Weiss, Strauss.
squash it all down.
I was like, Straub?
Just-
Strauss. Yes. Let's see. Good question.
I created another universe
Oh, you know what
in
I could
bounds
farm?
of paradise for
Hilly
I,
churls.
Rachel, and the
Hilly churl
princesses of the
shooters. Bloop. Ugh, okay. If you don't want to, we don't have to. Do 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 do. I guess it's probably easier to go here. Doo-doo. Gonna sacrifice them if Columbina doesn't come. Oh boy. Doo-doo. We'll just do a few. There's a lot. We don't have to do a lot of them. Just a couple. Because I'm gonna have to run over and help my mom anyways, so I have to run over and help her get some things squared away for the memorial service. I'm gonna have to run down to stuff at her church, and we gotta look and see how many tables and chairs and all those other things they have and what we need to get, because apparently we're probably gonna need more. Hands up, Ruin Guard. I guess maybe go this way? I think these are on the ground. How much crit rate does Skirk need? Not too much. Because you get Cryo Resonance, so you get another 15. So you probably want her to be like 65 plus crit rate. That way you're about 80 with Cryo Resonance active. Ooh.
Stop right there.
Her weapon also gives, her signature weapon gives 22. And from what I remember, I think reading crit damage on her felt a little bit harder than crit rate. Maybe that was just with my artifacts. Carrot. Taser tank with an F5 Auroran. Sucrose, nice. Would be good hydro character. You have Jingcho, Adhiri's better options. No, Jingcho's good. It really depends who you want to use on field. Do you want to use on field Sucrose? Or do you want to use like an on field hydro character? Because you could use Nuvolette, who'd be nice there. You could even use like Ayato if you wanted to. But Jingcho does work pretty well. Or two Moonweaver or Finale. Finale would be better. Unless you're doing Burst Skirk and like trying to do that exclusively. Team for Navia Lunar Crystallize. I don't have Farina. Okay. Well, you would need Columbina there. So, Columbina... honestly... Columbina... Navia... Idnefa... Jingcho or Yulan. Probably Jingcho for maybe more hydro application. Yulan if you wanted a little bit more damage. Thanks for today. Sure. Ew. What's the easiest way to get up here?
This was
Aha.
ordained by fate. Long had I foreseen it.
Husker, good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing well today. Good to see you again. Phew. Are you starting your new position tomorrow? Or is there a bit of a delay? Ooh. Lots of stuff. I was wondering, you have a lot of characters and not a lot of resources to level them all. Who would you recommend I focus on? Who do you have? My general recommendation is if there is someone who acts as a good damage dealer and also is somewhat defensive, like if they either heal or they give you a shield, probably focus on them first. Or anyone who has a skill or like an ability that is like permanently up. So like Escoffier is generally like a good choice because you can maintain her skill permanently. She's also a healer. And early on she does good damage. Anefa's kind of the same way. Malika, even though she's not a healer, is very similar. You can almost maintain her skill with full uptime. So characters that don't rely on energy are really useful, especially early on if you're trying to build out like your account. So characters that just rely on like their elemental skill but not elemental burst end up being very, very useful. Oh wow, I have 5 messages. Where did that come from?
May the glory of the Prinzessin bring light to this world. I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin de Ver...
I get creator account, get early access to Columbina. Did I know? I did not sign up for the creator account after I saw what they wanted from me. I was like, nope. Not doing this. What do they want from you? You're not allowed to say. They have a very strict contract. They want your social. They want like 2 forms of government ID. They want like basically everything. I was like, I'm not doing this, because if I do this, I'm basically giving this all to the Chinese government and to Hoyo. And with how bad I talk about Hoyo, I'm like, they're gonna make my social credit score really low, and then all my polls are gonna be really bad. Pew. Pew. Ew. Yes, ew. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna sign up for the creator server. They're like, yeah. I was like, I joined. I was like, what do I need to access this? Like, we need to approve your account and like all the other stuff first. I was like, okay. And so they approved it and like here. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. They sent over all the contracts and what they needed. And I was like, no, thank you. I actually have a good amount of experience just from like wandering around here. That's not too bad.
Strength is one of those things where you gotta use it or lose it.
I have probably about 15 minutes left, Ollie. Anything you would like to do? We could farm more Healy Churls. Farm the shooter still? Sure. There's Moo standing on my hat. Very hard hat. A very strong neck. Am I weird for prioritizing Nepha? No. I think I've been telling everyone they should go for a Nepha before Columbina. If I can do lunar reactions even without her. Yeah, I've been telling people generally they should go for a Nepha first. Just because she has a lot more versatility and still is really good. And also Columbina should rerun sooner than a Nepha. Which server do you play on? My main is North America, but I have accounts on Asia and Europe as well. That way I can play with other viewers from around the different nations. Woo! Like the nation of Europe and the nation of Asia. So that way we can play on different regions with people. Enemies poofed. Big poof. Poof. I'm ready, boss. Oh, phew. That appeared in a weird spot.
By royal decree.
How can we play with you? If you type !UID, it'll bring up the UID for all of my accounts, and then you can just try to just ask if you want to play with me. If my world level's too high, I could probably join you. We're gonna run. Good idea to farm whistles while not waiting for next banner to go live. Yeah, it's always good to farm, like, to have enough enemy materials, because they refresh every day. So if you just want to like farm things daily and have a nice amount ready, then that is probably a good idea, since it doesn't need any resin. And you might discover random treasure or something along the way too.
Reveal thyself.
I have both a Nepha and Lauma after getting Columbina. Should I go for Nepha or Flynn's? Who's better for Columbina and their dedicated support? Probably, ooh, I mean, that's tough. I would think Nepha. Though you may want to just stick with that, and maybe there's another character that comes out. I don't know. I feel like we're going to get an Nepha / Lauma, but for Lunar Crystallize at some point. And I think that would be a really interesting character. We may not, ever. Or we may get one, like, way down the line. I find Nepha more satisfying to play. And I think her teams with Columbina and Lauma will be a bit stronger. But I'm not too sure. I guess the other thing you could think about is, do you have a team that works well, like a Dendro team that's already fairly strong, or not, and do you have an Electro team that's fairly strong or not? Like if you have Varessa, you probably won't need Flynn's, but if you don't have like any Dendro teams, you may want to get Nepha. At the same time though, you could just Lunar Bloom with Lauma and Columbina, so it's not quite, like, it wouldn't be quite as valuable for you to go for that. I wish Lunar Aggravate was a thing. I like the Lunar reactions working on, like, not good reactions. Doo-doo. Do. Started a hidden quest. Got it done in a few hours. So excited. Got it done on my own. Oh, nice. Do. You're welcome. Do. Woo. Do. Oh, did we go the wrong way? All right, I found them. You found them too. Lo wants to be solo Kuvaki user, doesn't she? If you want Hyper Bloom or Burgeon to crit, yes. Otherwise, you can do fine with her and another moon sign character, but that's if you're focused on like lunar damage. Bloop. What's the best way to go here? This way? So you can run her in like 2 different spots, which is kind of cool. Like you can run her just as like Dendro and make crit Hyper Bloom, crit Nilou. That feels pretty good. Or you can do Lunar Bloom teams and make her enhanced Lunar Bloom damage. And if you're doing like, if you were to do Columbina and Nefa, Lauma and like another Hydro character, then you get the Lunar Bloom crits from like using on-field Columbina, and then you have enough Hydro to keep up Lunar Charged as well. Then you can get the damage bonuses from like Serenade and stuff like that. Oh, that's right. Chevrolet doesn't heal in co-op. Oof, or at least mine doesn't. What's the best way to get here? Maybe this way? Gonna place Kuki with a Nefa, Laumanihita, Kuki, Alon. That's still a very strong team. You're not getting the crit Hyper Bloom, but you're also not getting like regular Hyper Bloom damage there. So I think that'll end up working pretty well as long as you have enough Hydro. That way you can maintain both the Lunar Charged and Hyper Bloom. So you may need a little bit more than Yolon there. How do I suppose to play Nefer in her team rotation with Lauma, Nahida, Nilou, Farina, and Nilou or Farina? So with Nilou, you wouldn't be able to play Nefer because Nefer basically turns off the blooms, the little seeds. So they don't explode, and that's the main thing that Nilou does, is she turns those bloom cores into special things called bountiful cores, which explode really fast, and they deal a lot of damage. based on Nilu's max HP. So you would just do Lauma, Nahida, Nefer, and then Farina would work there. She would work just fine, but I'd probably put Colabina in there once you get her. And what you want to do first is you set up with Nahida, so use Nahida's skill to mark the enemies, and then press her burst. Then you use Farina to just summon her pets. Your Lauma's healing you, so you don't have to worry about that. So then you set up with Farina, you can do Farina skill and burst. Then you switch to Lauma and do Lauma press her skill, not hold, and then her burst. And then Nefer, you just use her skill and just start doing charge attacks. You're getting Columbina? Nice. So in that team, you would do kind of the same thing. You would start with Columbina though, and then do Columbina, then Nahida. So Columbina, skill burst, then Nahida skill burst, then Lauma's skill and burst, and then switch to Nefer at the end and just start doing her charge attacks. No, yeah, Tita Marie's Lauma heals. So yeah, they don't have to worry about that. Yes, Lauma only heals at C1. She does not at C0, which kind of feels bad. Kind of wish she healed in her base kit, although she'd probably be way too strong if that was the case. But still, it'd be nice. Woo! Gliding Chevrolet. Alright, I'll have to head out after this though, Ollie. So I can help my mom with the memorial service. Gotta drive over to her church and get things squared away. Zoom. Pew. Yeah, we're probably doing a lot of last finalizing things for the memorial service next Saturday. So we got the food ordered, but now we gotta get an idea of like the space layout and how many chairs and things we need, and try to set some of that stuff up.
Burn it down.
Alrighty. Thank you. Wait, did I do my commissions? Oh no. Alright, well, we can just use our long-term encounter points. Alright, that'll be it for me for today, everyone. Going to help Mama Shark get organized for this memorial service, which I think probably means I'm just going to be carrying a bunch of tables and chairs. But I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe, stay jawsome, and I'll see you tomorrow. You just do a skill and first hold. Doing that on Dire 41 seconds, I'm pretty sure anyone else could have done it. Probably 15 seconds. I think you need more than 15 seconds just to set everything up, but 41 seconds is really good, Tita Marie. Very, very strong. Alright, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.